Do you have the money to buy every new video game that you want? For many of us, the answer is no. Every year dozens of games come out that interest me, but there's no way I could ever buy them all. This is a feeling shared by millions of gamers around the world, especially in the era of so-called next-gen games that cost $70 a pop. It's hard enough for many of us to round up $60 when a game we want comes out, much less $70. Many times, we miss out on games we would probably like because we need to make good financial decisions. After all, video games are not necessities. In times like these where existing is becoming unaffordable, a brand new $70 game ranks quite low on the priority list. Gas prices are so insane that I had to sell my old truck and find a fuel-efficient car just so I could still afford to transport myself from A to B. Most of us aren't gonna go drop $80 at the gas station and then drive home, burning that liquid gold in the tank, only to blow another $60 to $70 dues on, frankly, probably not that amazing of a game. FIFA 23 is gonna be the same as 22, which is 21, which is 20. These yearly franchises do absolutely nothing but change the number, but charge full price, yet again and again, millions of people buy them. Stop doing this. Stop it. If you've bought the game once, you've bought it for the next decade. I'm just going to say that buying yearly franchises every year is not worth it in just about any situation. Full price AAA games at $60 to $70 that are truly worth that investment are few and far between. Now, there are exceptions to this. We all have those couple games every year we absolutely have to get because they're from our favorite series. Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out next year in 2023. I hope, fingers crossed. And you and I both know we're sacrificing our wallets to Nintendo for that sweet gaming nectar. Whenever they announce Yakuza Like a Dragon 2, I will seal away money in a nuclear vault to ensure that even if Western society collapses, I will still be able to play the game. That's not every game though. Much of the time we hear about great games from our friends or watch a Nintendo Direct or see advertising where we see cool new upcoming titles that might interest us. Personally, I write down a list of the games I would like to play, and when they come out, often, I don't get the chance to play these games because I simply cannot throw away 60 big ones at my gaming addiction over and over. Sound off in the comments if this happens to you. Price and game length. When I said that, half of you immediately got angry because you're tired of hearing others decide a game's value by its length. The other half of you nodded your head in agreement with me even though I didn't really make a statement. It doesn't matter which side you fall on. This is at least something to think about with regards to making good purchases in gaming. All else equal, if a 5-hour game and a 50-hour game were the same price, it would make no sense to buy the 5-hour game. But that's not how it works in reality. What if I told you the so-called 5-hour game was Street Fighter, referring to the length of its campaign? Multiplayer games like that can have a truly infinite playtime so long as they retain your interest. And with games like League, they don't even need to be entertaining, and it's free. It all comes down to the individual. If you really love the game, or plan on playing it over and over, which means you probably love it, length and price don't matter. I played Breath of the Wild one time through for 40 to 50 hours, and that was all I felt I ever needed to do. I really enjoyed the game, but I feel no need to play it again. I have a friend that doesn't play a whole lot of different games, but he played Breath of the Wild for 400 hours, completing anything and everything he could. The game could have cost $100 and it would have been well worth it for him, but not for me. So it all comes down to you. Is it from your favorite series? Do you plan on playing it with all your friends? Are you the type to replay a game several times, looking for every achievement? Do you have a ton of money? Why are you watching this video? Then the game is worth it, whether it's $40 or $70. End of discussion. Please flame me in the comments. So what's a gamer to do when they want to play a bunch of different games but don't have a ton of money? The first thing many of us think of now is game subscriptions, dominated by Xbox Game Pass. This is easy. You pay a monthly fee to gain access to a huge amount of downloadable games. You lose access to these games when you unsubscribe, so this is best for gamers who just want to play a variety of games and aren't interested in replaying specific titles. Another way these services are great is for trying out different games to see if you would actually want to buy them. Xbox and PlayStation both have their own subscription services now, so those are two great options. Another great way to save money and still play a lot of games is to buy used games from places like eBay and then resell them once you're completely done with them. I've done this with a number of Nintendo Switch games, buying a game for $30 on eBay, beating it, and then reselling it for the same amount. I've basically been able to play a bunch of games for quote-unquote free because of this. Obviously, this can only be done for consoles that use physical discs and cartridges, which is why over time, the Xbox Series X and PS5 disc versions end up being cheaper than their non-disc versions. Also, you can share discs with friends, so... For PC gamers, there are a huge number of options. There are many different sites and launchers that always have sales going. Some of these are Steam, Epic, Green Man Gaming, GOG or Good Old Games, Ubisoft Connect, Origin, EA's launcher, and HumbleBundle.com. You can easily build up a backlog that will last you the rest of the year if you wait and save for the big seasonal sales that these websites have. When it comes to new games, Green Man Gaming actually frequently has discounts. I bought Elden Ring at launch for around $50. Like consoles, PC also has a solid option for sharing games with friends: Steam Family Library Sharing. With this, you can share game libraries with your friends, allowing you to download games from their libraries and play them as if you owned them. Just be aware that two people cannot play the same game from a shared library at once. Think of it as you borrowing a physical disc from your friend. This is a great option to save tons of money for PC gamers. Gaming is fantastic. It provides many of us with great entertainment or an escape from the worries of life, and we know we need it. I hope that I've helped you when it comes to planning out your game purchases, and may you have a fantastic time playing great games.